Today on Matt's World DIY, I'm making homemade, buttery, delicious dinner rolls. This is the first time I've made this recipe, but these rolls are so awesome. So let's get started. So first thing you want to do is you want to warm up 1 cup of milk to about 110 degrees. Then you're going to add 1 packet of instant yeast, and you want to throw in about a tablespoon of sugar so that your yeast will have something to feed on. Then give that a stir and set it aside for a moment while the yeast has time to activate. Then let's get started with our dry ingredients. You're going to have 3 1/4 cups or 390 grams of flour. Then I'm going to beat 1 egg in this bowl of my stand mixer and add to that 5 tablespoons of melted butter. Then also I'm going to add the rest of my sugar, which is total of 3 tablespoons of sugar, and then also pour in my milk and yeast mixture. To that I'm going to add about half of my flour and give that a stir just to get things started. I want to help this mix kind of incorporate before I put it on the stand. Then I'm going to throw in to my flour the rest of my salt, which is 1 teaspoon of salt, and then toss that into the bowl and give that a little bit of a mix. Then I put that on my stand mixer with my dough hook. Now, whenever I put the dough hook on, I'm going to run this for about 2 to 3 minutes. And I start at low speed, then I go ahead and gradually increase the speed. Now you'll notice that the dough will come into form a ball. Now, I did not do this totally right. So I want to let you know that even though you don't get it exactly right, now here you notice that the dough is a little tacky. I just felt like it was too wet. But even though you don't do this perfectly, I found that it was a fairly forgiving recipe. So turn your dough out onto your surface and then work it around. Now here's where I just felt like this was a disaster. The dough is too sticky. It's just way too sticky. I tried the window pane test and everything, and it was just not turning out right. Put it in a well-oiled bowl, cover it with some saran wrap, and you're going to let this rise for about 1 to 2 hours. You'll notice that the dough will double in size by the end of that time. Look how beautiful it is. I was so impressed. I was thinking, hey, I must be doing something right. So now we have to get the dough out of the bowl. Just uncover it and then turn it out. But before, butter a 13x9 baking dish so you can put your rolls in. And turn your dough out onto should be a well-floured surface. I didn't flour the surface. I didn't flour my hands. I didn't flour the top. I should have done all of that to help with this process. But after that, go ahead and divide the dough into quarters, then quarters again, and then roll out your dough, not roll out, but form little rolls or little balls to put into your baking dish. And I have 16, 15 would actually be ideal, but then just go ahead and put these into your baking dish. Now, one thing about bread is that you need the time because you have several rises. After you get your dough into the baking dish, you're going to have to let that rise again for another 45 minutes to an hour, and then you can bake it. So cover it up again with some saran wrap and let it sit. After about an hour of rising, you're going to have this beauty on your hands. So take the saran wrap off and place it into a 350 degree preheated oven. You're going to bake them for about 20 minutes or until golden brown. When they come out of the oven, you're going to immediately brush them with some melted butter. And let me tell you, the smell is just divine. Now you'll notice how some of these are lighter than the others. I would recommend about halfway through the baking process to go ahead and turn them so that everything would have a nice even bake. But look how soft and fluffy this is. I wish I had taken a video of my response after trying it because it was super delicious. And my friends all enjoyed it. I hope you have a chance to make this recipe. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment if you would. I will see you next time.